Hello there. My name is Isaiah, for those of you who don't know and are new here, and I want to do a quick walkthrough, demo, show, display of Cursor. So for those who are in the software engineering or vibe coding industries, you probably are very already aware of Cursor. But for anyone who's kind of new to it or looking just into whether it's the right tool for them to create software, I would love to show it off, and this is hopefully a good video for you. So yeah, let's start with pricing. I've been talking about pricing later on when I do these other tutorial walkthrough videos, but let's get right to the start. So it looks like there is a start here, but limited requests. So again, I haven't been on the free tier for a while myself, but I would hazard a guess that you cannot build very much with it. But I think it would be a great place to start if you just wanted to try it out. For me, I'm on the individual $20 a month pro plan, and I would say I very often go over into usage-based billing. Not that one, BugBot is something different. But it's, I'd say 20 a month is a great starting place for most people who want to do it more professional software development. But free tier, again, if you're just experimenting or trying out Cursor, I certainly would not sign up for an account right away. Right? So I wouldn't sign up for a paid account right away. Anyways, let's jump into Cursor. So I've already got it set up and downloaded on my side, but yeah, you just download it onto any Mac. I think it's on PC and Linux too, but again, I'm pretty tied into the Mac ecosystem, so I couldn't tell you. Anyways, so let's zoom in a little so we can see what's going on. This is the sidebar. There's a lot to get into here, but let's just focus in on just the plain chat view. So home is just kind of the default starting workspace, but what we're going to do to start is ask it to create a project in the workspace directory, and we'll just make that one bullet point. So yeah, I thought it would be fun to just build a little game. Let's say build me a game in HTML5 canvas using let's just say build me a game that can run in a web browser. We'll keep it real general and see how it goes with this. I want it's the little casual clicker game to water and nurture plants, create and grow your collection. So again, just a very fun generic concept. But yeah, we'll definitely ask it to create us a new project just to in the workspace directory. That's just my own organization. If you don't specify, it'll figure out a pretty sensible default for that. But anyways, let's say I want to be able to progress over time, persist progress to local storage. That's just so it'll save it at least to our browser, even though we don't have a backend. I'll say make the game fun, colorful, and bold. And let's see if we want anything else. Add achievements. Why not give it a little bit more complexity? And yeah, by default, Cursor will start on auto mode, which just means they kind of self-select for you what they think the best model is to use. And if it stays on auto, then it will be better usage or higher usage caps. But I don't really like to use auto personally. I like to be a little more opinionated. So Composer, I would say, is a model from Cursor, and it's known to be fairly fast for what it is and fairly inexpensive compared to something like Claude Opus or GPT 5.5. So we're going to stick with Composer for now and see how it does. And we can always change later. You can really change at any point. You're not committed to one model for the entire project. So yeah, let's just go or jump in and see how it goes. So again, we're building a completely new project. It can always take a minute. So you can see it named Bloom Clicker. Interesting. Okay, Cursor. Nice choice. As far as I'm concerned. I might pause this video if it seems like it's going to take forever and get back to it. But anyways, I'll just talk a little more about Cursor for now. Let's hop back to their website and keep this open on the side and see how it's building. So let's see. What can I tell you about Cursor? Basically, it started out as an autocomplete for code. So basically, I would start typing line of code to be like variable world equals, and then it would say, oh, new world or something. That's just a very silly pseudocode example. But anyway, it could maybe finish for you like a few lines of code at a time as you started typing them, and it could kind of predict what you were doing. But it's really come a long way from that, and it's more agentic now, which is to say, basically, it does it for you. So yeah, and something interesting we can see with it is, oh, interesting, okay, it made a Python game. Or no, it's running a Python server, but it made a JavaScript game. That's interesting. So, probably what I would recommend most folks say is auto run in Sandbox, because otherwise you'll have to approve a lot of commands. Personally, I just do run everything unsandboxed, which is not the greatest idea. So let's just stick with a recommended one and say run auto run in Sandbox, and we'll say run. And it's going along, it's going along. I believe it's actually looking at what it's done so far. Okay, so you can see this is already getting kind of old. That's fine, that's fine. We'll just say, okay, run, and we'll say, we'll allow list this, which means it can run more commands like this in the future without asking us. We'll allow list this too. Great, looks like it already built us something. Not exactly what I was picturing, but that's fine, and we can always keep prompting it. So yeah, that's what we got so far. Let's see what it's telling us. Okay, so yes, use local storage. Great, great. The tab, reset to save. Okay, okay, great. And it looks like it just built it with plain HTML, CSS. That's always fun. So interesting. Our types. All right, owned. So tap to water. Okay, okay, okay. Looks like I'm gonna have to click a lot. So let's. It looks like there's a few too many clicks in my opinion. So let's say that's too many clicks. Make the game progression faster. And again, we can just watch it work. And because it's a web server and not just the static files, it should refresh as it goes, but we'll see. We might have to refresh the page ourselves, which is not so bad. Just click the refresh button. That's doable. Okay. Yes, so it looks like we do need to live reload. Okay, great, great. So if we refresh, great. Okay, looks like it takes less clicks now. Okay, and it looks like each click grows it by 12. Ah, interesting, interesting. Okay, so we've earned no nectar. How do we earn nectar? That's interesting. Interesting. I think this weird jumping up and down effect kind of is really annoying, to be honest. Anyway, I keep tapping. Okay. Interesting, but I'm still not earning. Oh, I've earned some nectar. Great, so we can go buy another flower. And let's buy ourselves a... Interesting, I thought we had nectar. Let's buy ourselves a rose. I guess that's just orange, it doesn't mean we don't have it. Okay, great. Okay, that's really annoying me. I'm gonna say there's a really jarring bouncing effect when I hover over things. Please fix that. Okay, great. Hopefully it's fixing that for us. Still thinking. No, I think it's actually done thinking. Okay, and let's say now the color is flashing. Can you just make it a simple animation that is not painful to my eyes? All right, anyway, let's keep playing. So we can ladder our sunflower a little. Oh, interesting. Shows the nectar. I'm confused why I'm getting more water as I water it. I'm not sure what that's about, but that's fine. Oh, it's fully blooming now. But our rose is still seedling, and I can't click the rose. That's interesting. Oh, there we go. It was just being weird. Yes, it shows a very fitting emoji for a rose. Interesting. Okay. But it does look like, refresh the page. Yes, okay. It looks like it just took away the animations, which is fine. That's totally fine. We could add them again later if we really wanted. Looks like we would lock some trophies too. That's cool. That's cool. Anyway, I think you get the gist of the game. And yeah, I just want to show you a few more things before we wrap up because, again, this is great. You can create a million things, but there's so many features to Cursor. If I could make days worth of content on it, and I'm happy to make more content if anyone enjoys this video, wants to see more Cursor footage or more Cursor features. Last few things I want to show you though are the sidebar. So it looks like it's still working. I'm not sure why it thinks it's working. It's because it has a terminal. I'm just going to say, stop the terminal. Well, we don't want to stop it because we can't play the game. But anyways, I digress. But basically, you can see each project over here. These are my other projects. Naru is a accountability companion app I'm currently building. So I'd love to show that off sometime again. You can see a little bit about it on my channel if you want to now in a demo video. So the main thing I wanted to call your attention to is this plus button here for Bloom Clicker, which is our game, right? So that is going to create a brand new chat. And this is really important to do when you're building a different feature, because if you try to plan too many features in the same chat, it gets really confused and basically it runs out of context. And that ultimately just makes for worse results. So yeah, I think I have one last thing I want to try, which is I want to pull real images, or at least illustrations, from some remote source, search the web and find a good one, and use those instead of emoji. So let's see how that goes. I could be wrong, but we'll give it a try. Interesting. We'll just say auto search the web, continue. And yeah, you can see we can always get back to our old chat anytime we want to. So always an option. You're not locked into a new chat. You're not locked out of an old chat once you start a new one. And you can really bounce back and forth between multiple ones. I'd say I would be hesitant to not create too many chats all at once, or you'll just have so many things going on all at once in your code that it basically become a mess. But all the same, you can definitely run at least 2 tasks at a time without issue. Interesting. All right, let's allow list this and allow list this and see what happens. Looks like it's trying to finish this. Again, I haven't really tried this case of pulling down images before. I wouldn't say that's something I think Cursor is particularly good at, but we will see how it does. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt and see if it works. All that being said, so obviously if you, even if you were watching this as a recording, which you're not, of course, were to go to localhost 8765, you would not be able to access this site. The site is just running on my computer right now. So let's wrap this up and I'll show you how you could get this online and available for other people to play. So I think that would be a pretty nice place to stop this. Again, if all you want to see is Cursor and you just want to build apps locally on your computer, I think you've seen all I'm going to show you today, but I think it would be cool to make this a hosted site, and I'll link it out, and then you can see this silly idle clicker game that Cursor made for us, and play it yourself if you really want to. Anyways, so what you're going to need for this is a GitHub account. If you don't know what GitHub is, it's basically kind of the world's largest place and main place and only real, well, let's be fair to the other providers. One of the primary places people store and write and save their code remotely. So anyways, yes, that's GitHub. Let's see if I'm signed in. I'm probably not, so I might pause this video to sign in for you. Looks like I'm not. Okay, I'm going to pause, sign into GitHub. And if you were following along live or you were trying to do this as well, I would just sign up for a free account at this point on GitHub. Hey there. So I am back and we're all signed into GitHub here. So what we're going to want to do is create a new repository. That's GitHub's name for kind of a single project or logical unit of code. So we're going to do create new repository. And you can see that's my account. I'm in 24. I'm the owner of it. Let's see. I'm just going to name it the same thing Cursor named it, which is Bloom Clicker. And a vibe coded idle game for watering some plants. We're going to keep it public, but you can keep it private if you want to work on some code and not have it visible to the World Wide Web. There are some limitations around private repos on a free tier, but it should be plenty to get you going. and we're just going to hit create repository. Anyway, so what you can do is run these commands, or better yet, Cursor is great at running commands. So create a new repository at the command line. You can do this. I probably would run this one. We'll see. Let's see how it goes. So we're just going to copy that. We're going to go back to Cursor. Looks like it finished its flowers. I'm curious how that did. Interesting. Okay, that is a much cuter emoji now. I like that. Though that is actually a different instance of the game, so I want to see the one we saved. There we go. Let's reload this one. Cute. I actually really like these. Yeah. Maybe it's just me. I know I was the one who had this idea to update it, but not to pat myself on the back. I do think it looks a lot better than the emojis. So anyways, let's just open a new chat with Cursor just to kind of keep demonstrating that and say, I want to put this project on GitHub. And there are a few more steps to making this work. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, if you want to do the whole through steps, GitHub should probably, when you make a new account, walk you through this. I don't know, but yeah, please comment if you have any trouble creating, basically making it so GitHub can talk to itself, where Git should be a tool if you're on a Mac or some other machines you already have, but talking to GitHub, you have to authenticate with them because they're a cloud provider. So anyway, I'm happy to make some more content about that, but it's not really the point of this video. So just comment to me if you need any help. Oops. And anyway, here we go. Let's see how it does. And yeah, again, technically Cursor knows how to do most of this. It just doesn't know what this URL is going to be. So we need to send it at least that. So you can see it's getting to work. We can close the sidebar again and just see it work. Don't think that's true, but we'll see. Okay, let's allow list all this. And yes, we already have an SSH key, so it should just work. And we have to run this. And we'll allow this that. And it looks like we might actually not have an SSH key. So yeah, so you can see it's actually going to walk us right through it, which is great. In fact, yeah, I'm happy about this because this is actually what I wasn't planning to do. So let's do it. And let me just say, hey, my email is Isaiah. Give me the commands again. Great. So it gave me this. That being said, well, yeah, we're going to actually jump into our own terminal now. If you don't have a lot of terminal experience, don't worry. This should really just be a series of copy-paste. So I believe in us. We can do this. But again, if you have any problems, I'd love to hear about it in the comments and help you out. I am just a comment away on YouTube. So we're just going to paste this in and let's see what happens. Okay, we did that. And what we're going to do is, it looks like it actually copied our public key right out. So we're just going to go over this, or actually it's just copy paste this last line. And then, like it says, we're going to go here to this link, add this, let's say Cursor demo. So yeah. And there we go. You can see I have many SSH keys. So we don't really need to do this. Let's just tell it that we did this. So try again. And I have to allow this. I keep forgetting. Great. All right, so looks like it got it up there for us. Let's just make sure if we click in that we can see the code. Yes, so basically the fact that you see more than no code is a good sign that it worked. And yeah, you can see, well, basically the basic tips on how to run it locally. And even you can get to this code now if you want to browse it, but it's pretty simple code. I don't think you're missing anything exciting. But final thing is we actually want to put it live so someone can play this game. So what we're going to do is use GitHub Pages, which is a free hosting solution that comes with every code repo for public, not for private. For private repositories, you have to pay. And anyway, yeah, what we're going to do here is just say we'll deploy the main branch at the root and save. And something to note for GitHub Pages is it actually only works for static content or static sites primarily. So you can't run kind of a full dynamic web app with a database and everything on this free service, but you can host any static sites you want, and that's what this is. So we're just going to go ahead and click this dot, and we're going to see GitHub Actions in motion and see it building it out. Looks like it's thinking, Basically, as long as it's green, we should be good to go. And I know it's all seemed a little complicated, but I promise once you've gone through it all once, you should be able to rinse and repeat with ease. Yeah, definitely the GitHub things confused me when I was first starting out with coding, but these days it's pretty intuitive relatively. So I believe we can actually find the link here. Let's see, or I'm wrong. It might tell us the link. Let's see about that. It does not tell us the link. Great. So we can go back into settings and find our link if we just go to settings and then back down to pages. And you can see it gives us the direct link to the site. And we visit that, and there we go. And this is actually a URL you can go and access yourself and check it out. So I'm just going to link this on the GitHub repository, and I'll link all this in the video description as well. You can add a website. Oh, actually, it looks like they thought of everything. There we go. Perfect. And yeah, that's really all I wanted to show you today. Thanks so much. I have a referral link for Cursor. I'll drop down in the comments or in the description at least. That will save us both or give us both a few credits to use for free, but no pressure to use it. Feel free to sign up regardless and check it out. Thanks so much for your time, and please comment any questions you have or any help you need.